Alright, hello everyone, I'm back. I've actually managed to get myself some alone time once again, so I can record another video. So I was just trying to edit this one, and I was going to include the footage from Monday and Tuesday, but it turns out Tuesday night I ended up having quite a good rolling session, so there was quite a lot of footage there, so I'll probably just do that in a separate video. So just got a quick wee Ezekiel choke there. This is my first time rolling in the gi, actually training in the gi full stop since my tournament. So last time I was in a full gi was 3 months ago, I would say. This footage is actually directly after my my strength training. So usually I wasn't planning on getting any rolling done, but I decided that I was going to I'm going to try to get my Monday strength session in, and then shoot for a class or some rolling here and there in the gi when I can. So managed to get in early on the Monday, did the class, and then I had 2 rolls. So that's the footage that we're watching now. So it felt good actually being in a gi again. So this is with another white belt. He's got 1 tab. I just got another Ezekiel choke there, so I always go for Ezekiel chokes and no gi. They're obviously much harder to get, but it's quite good being in the gi again. Even though this is actually my old judo gi, and the sleeves on it are very, very baggy, so it's quite hard to get it, super tight grip. But this is a case where the guy that I'm rolling with he's generally quite passive when we roll. He seems to be sort of like somewhat laid back, almost like it's lacking urgency. So sometimes I feel like he needs to pick things up a week. But here I managed to get a Kimura, so I'm just shifting for the angle here. I managed to lock that out, so pretty happy with that. It was really good being in the gi again. It was just interesting last time, and since last I was in there, you get so many more grips. So I would have liked to roll with perhaps one of the blue belts. I'm looking forward to that. That wee pass there was, well, it came actually much easier, but last week I was rolling with one of the guys, and Mark said to me, you need to be better with your passes, so he showed me a wee trick there. That's probably my favourite finish from the gi, is a baseball bat choke. I'm surprised I got that. It didn't really feel like it was on particularly well, and I hadn't really extended or driven my hips or anything, but got the tap, so it was good. But with that pass, I find that when I'm rolling with, and you'll see this in the footage from my Tuesday no-gi rolling session, when I'm rolling with other white belts, I generally take quite a defensive stance. Like usually I play for my back, I play to get triangles, things like that, keep them in my guard, and then just control them from there. But when I roll with blue belts, I find myself wanting to pass their guard. So I'm always, whereas with white belts I'm starting on my back, I'm always trying to get into them. And that was quite a cool wee flick there. So Mark, the instructor in the background there, he was watching, and he told this guy, just roll out of it. So he rolled out of it, and then we actually saw some of that urgency that I think he needed. So he managed to jump over and got me here. He's kind of got me in like with a arm-in guillotine almost. But I feel his balance is off a wee bit, so I managed to trip him up. So here, I'm in that side control position, so I opt for a mount here, but this is a situation where like I don't really know what to do too much from here. So looking at it now, I possibly could have gone to like a switch base and seeing if I could just get that left elbow out of there, and then just gain side control where I feel a little bit more comfortable. This is kind of like a scuffed north-south at the moment, so I'm playing around with that arm on the other side. I'm like, well, can I get like some sort of figure 4 here? Can I get a Kimura or an Americana? I'm like, is there an arm bar? What can I do? So here I'm sort of realizing like, well, what exactly do I do from this position? Do I try to just switch my position? So I get to mount there, and I had that arm, and I was almost thinking of trying to get a Kimura with his left arm there, flicking that behind my back, but I decided to go for like a triangle position, but the roll got called off. So this is someone who I hadn't rolled with before. I actually saw in the footage that he managed to get an armbar on someone, so I was like, oh, perhaps he's been here a little bit for the geese sessions, because like I said, I haven't been in here for a while. Didn't have any tabs. So I get him in this triangle here, and he held on for a very, very long time. So I sort of felt like I had the angle up. You can't see from the footage, but his arm is locked over to the side as well. So I've got his arm locked down where it should be, and I'm pulling on his head. Perhaps I needed to try to bridge from my hips, because it seems like I've got sort of everything else locked down, and I'm sort of bridging there. So perhaps if I hold the bridge for longer, but I can sort of see his arms a little bit free there. It's still roughly where I want it to be, right? But and then I get the tap here eventually. I think I sort of start cutting an angle a little bit. Maybe he just gets tired. Yeah. Can I say to him, well, you held on for a bit. So kind of what I feel like is perhaps I should switch the way I've been doing things. So I've been playing on my back versus these guys, and this is probably a good opportunity for me to get a little bit more risky in terms of my game and start trying some different stuff. Especially with my training program and wanting to work on anacondas and stuff, I should probably be trying to press the game and be in the higher position rather than playing sort of what I know here. And then versus a blue belt, switch it round, play from where I feel most comfortable, which is off my back, and have them pass my guard. So I've kind of been thinking that for a while, but I just really want to make sure that my ability to pass guard is always there. And if I can start learning how to pass guards effectively versus some of the blue belts, I know that I'm sort of using that as a bar to progression. So here, I think I'll lock him up at another triangle soon. It's just interesting wearing the gear again. Being able to control the wrists and things. I definitely need to work on my arm bars. I don't think it was the last time I had an arm bar, maybe a few weeks ago, but we were doing some work on them the other night. So that was good. I feel like I'm going to be able to, I've got more of the process down, at least from getting arm bars from guard. My mount arm bars are just fucking horrible. They're so bad. But you'll see in the footage tomorrow and the no gear stuff, you see me try a couple of them and they're just like, bruh, you're garbage. So here I'm going for another baseball bat choke. So I was kind of hoping maybe he would roll, but again, he's a beginner, so maybe he wouldn't think to do that. So I've got him locked up here in the triangle. And just a moment of humanity there. I give him some oxygen, I take his gi off his head. We've already got the triangle locked up, so see there, I've got his arm locked across. I'm using my right arm to lock his arm there so he can't get his arm out. And then that also allows me to pull on the head at the same time. And so here I'm wondering, I think I probably should have focused more on perhaps getting the angle, because the arm was locked. So maybe I should have just gone straight for the leg, see if I could get across there, get more of an angle, and that ends up finishing. So I think this is the end here of the two rolls that I did get in. So I was pretty knackered after the strength training I'd done, which you're about to see. I don't actually have my notes on the video yet for the weights that I was using. I think that's right, I remember now. I get them locked up in an anaconda. So I get the arm, it goes to the back, I shoot that underneath, and I try to get my arm through. And I'm just about to start rolling, and then he gets called off. So here's the first set of squats. So like I said, this was before the previous footage that you just saw. So at the moment, what's this? Looks like I'm working with 75. Yeah, so weight's feeling great here. It's still feeling pretty light. Like I said, I'm going super easy. I had a weight session today as I'm recording this. So this footage is from the Monday. Today is Saturday, so I'm a wee bit behind, but I'm starting to catch up now. Not really too much to say about this workout. It was actually a pretty simple one. The weights felt good. I felt pretty good. Form felt good. So for the most part I was pretty happy. You can see on some of these squats, so I have, because of the injury on my left leg, I have reduced dorsiflexion on my left ankle. So for those of you who don't know much about squatting, one of the most important factors for high bar squatting, which is what I'm doing now, is ankle mobility. It's one of the first faults that I look for when I'm watching somebody do a squat, and it's one of the first things I test for is how mobile their ankles are. A lot of people get confused. They think that, you know, the hip flexors and things like that are what is going to be the primary cause for forward lean, excessive forward lean in the squat. You need to start lower down the chain. You need to start at the ankles, because if their ankles are bottoming out right away, the only thing that they can do is shoot their hips back, and their upper body is just going to fall right down. So it's not caused by anything in the hips in terms of tightness. It's just caused by a mechanical, you know, fault. They could not do it, even if they tried. So that's where previously I used to do low bar squatting. I cannot now. When I was at my strongest, I was a low bar squatter. Sounds like an odd thing to say. But now, because of the back injury, I can't squat that way. So I've reverted to high bar. I've got the squat shoes, but the issue is sometimes my left knee is not going quite as far as forward, which I'm risking sort of my hips basically shifting slightly and putting pressure on one of my hips, and perhaps causing an impingement, one of my hip flexors. So I'll pay attention to that. It's a fault that I can fix just by trying to mobilize my ankle as much as I can. Unfortunately, the mobilization isn't so much from muscle and tendon, ligament, stuff like that you can really dig into with like a massager and just get immediate results. It's more from the structures in my ankle, the bones themselves, that really have tightened up over time, and they need to shift. So I do a little bit of work on that. It's very slow stuff, but perhaps I'll do like videos more in detail about squatting, and some of the mobility stuff that I do to prepare for squatting, because it's definitely an exercise that a lot of people aren't quite 100% sure on. So benching still good, weight's going up fine. Moved to the deadlift here. This was actually finally at 100 kilos, so still light. Like I said, the heaviest I've ever deadlifted was 165 in the last episode. So I don't know, it kind of just felt good to have 100 kilos on the bar again. I mean, it felt fine. Looks alright. I think one of the sets I got a little bit puffed, but yeah. So next session is just going to be next video. Episode 3 will just be no-gi rolling. It's probably going to be about 25-30 minutes from the look of the footage. And yeah, very fun roll, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. There's a bit going on there, so, and you'll actually get to see me tapped out by a blue belt, so that's always fun. Alright, cheers guys, catch you later.